and welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, at the top of round 197. We developed a wide area shield, which I'm not planning on using. Pheromone device is interesting. We already have one, so it might be tempting to put that on the divisor we have attached to our Foreign Affairs guy. Oh, and just developed rocket engines, so let's develop heavy rocket engines. We probably want to slap the biggest ones on, I think, if we're going to use them. Do I actually want wide area shields? They might technically protect against atomic strikes, but I'm going to assume that they don't, from what I've seen on the wiki. Yes, they're talking to us, so send a logistics team. Actually, no, send all the logistics linguists we have, because we've got the political power. They learned a lot from us, and have made amazing progress. State of reconstruction. Fuel depot completed, soil demineralization plant completed. Okay. I'm going to continue to expand the fuel plant, fuel storage.
Copy that.
We're going to hold off on the demineralization plant for the metal to stock up a little bit more. So this unit technically has nowhere to retreat into, so if they actually fully rout, they'll be destroyed. It's good to see they're fully destroyed. This unit has somewhere to go, but it's only got one space to go away into, so we'll see if we have enough action points for a follow-up attack. We do not. We're having a little bit of logistics problems here, because these buildings aren't in yet. And they've been delayed by another turn. Okay. That is our movement, that is our construction for the turns. This is actually going to be a quick turn. We'll do a quick once over on towns. You're not happy. Well, actually, you're happy enough to do a pay decrease. So we'll call you up and do a pay decrease.
Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
A little bit of pay decrease there. Probably don't want to do a pay decrease here, even if we could. Happiness is fine. As Ocelot's happiness is fine. But it could be better. I'm basically just taking workers. Yeah, you're starting to have some private sector worker problems. Unless I send my colonists back there, I don't have a good solution to that. Enhancement should be fine. Yeah. Actually, if anything, it may at some point become a situation where we need to raise the public expenditures on workers because the private has now equaled the public. Where you can see that's where we're getting -1 happiness from worker happiness decrease due to lack of remuneration. On the other hand, the religious people are just happy, so they're compensating for that. Strat cards. Let's see, what is the state of our diplomacy? Dissolution rank. What factions are dissolution rank? So they have 3 factions, as everyone does. We got the Doctrinists in charge. Okay, so that's probably what we're getting blackmailed. I think the Crusaders want to murk us, the Doctrinists want to blackmail us, the Humanists might actually be willing to do diplomacy. Whereas Brunburn is presumably got the Crusaders in charge. Yeah, Crusaders in charge. And we've been supporting the Humanists. The Humanists are getting a little powerful. So let's actually try to sneak in a support faction on you. I think we supported their faction enough. We want to see who comes into power at this point. That's a role that might work. And it failed, but we didn't get detected, so that's fine. Okay. Bed spies time. Boston. They own Boston. Let's get some spies in Boston.
Yes, sir.
Double spies in Boston. For what reason? Because I can.
Yes, sir. 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 Yes, sir.
And to be fair, part of this is to train up his covert ops skill so that we have the ability at some point in the future to start using it to pull people off of other factions. That's one way to bulk up our people, is to get people to defect.
Yes, sir.
And we have some worker villages. So let's go around our zones quickly and see who is overpaid but happy. I think we're good in the capital. You're probably the most overpaid, to be fair, because you're still recovering from the last nuclear strike. Okay, you're about where we wanted to be, and then you're overpaid. Yeah. Okay, so here and oscillates. First, I want to play the strike card and get the workers happy.
Order acknowledged.
Then we call you up and we hit zone orders, and we make them unhappy because we're telling them we're paying them less. They got particularly happy, so we're going to give them a big decrease. And then we do the same in oscillates. Strike card. Worker villages.
Order acknowledged.
And call you up, and I'm going to do a little bit less of a cost down, or pay down,
Order
because we didn't get as much happiness here, but yep. We'll say hello to the general. Use him to get a little bit more
Copy that.
militia siding. And what?
Standing by.
We have access to the sensei. Let's pull up the sensei. Oh, I don't fist. Wait, ignore that then. What interesting zones? You have the mainframe AI. We'll go ahead and say hello to the mainframe. We'll talk to the mainframe.
Sir, yes, sir.
We've discovered a miniature seal generator. Is that one of the GDR techs? No. Okay. And I don't think we have anything interesting in these cities, yeah. Anything in Hanson? I don't think Hanson's probably the same. We don't have anything interesting in it. Okay, let's roll the turn, because fighting-wise, it's just the not aligned here and here at the moment. I suppose I could look, we'll check before we end the turn. We don't need any... Oh, we do. Belrod. Belrod, you get a peripheral mining.
Aye, aye, sir.
And then construction-wise, we've already dealt with the construction stuff we want to do. And we have enough money, so we don't need to sell anything yet. should be a reasonably boring end turn. Again, we're not at war with anyone, so... at any point, these guys could declare on us, in which case things will get spicy real fast. But at the moment, we're not at war with them. At the moment, we're kind of trying to grind the gears on our economy, the economy running fast enough that we can hit them hard, hit them fast. Because as I can tell on the border with them, there are a lot of unknowns. You know, most days I'd prefer there to be knowns, not unknowns. Okay, and moving over to the militarists. So that was a pretty quick turn, so that suspects, or makes me suspect we did not get declared on. Muted the mic for a quick sip of the tea. And the militarists, again, we shouldn't see anything. I don't think I've ever buried enough spies anywhere to just be revealed the contents of a zone movement. So unless I've actually got open diplomatic channels with someone, usually I don't get to see what's going on in their territory. Kind of waiting for them to have an election. So depending upon the results of the election, and whether or not that actually makes them friendly, we might actually start being able to do real diplomacy with them. That was the Friends, which is short because at this point they're getting a little small. And the Blackmailers, who we might see move more into either the hostile or the friendly's territory. I think these are guys that have been the ones benefiting the most from me fighting the hostiles, because they used to be second on the podium. I think they're now on top of the podium. And we saw a little bit of motion, probably them taking territory from the friendlies that they cut off. Oh, we got attacked. And then all the guys that attacked us got rickety wrecked. So that's good to see. To be fair, the guys were moving around without bazookas, so the worst the natives have is tank class guys, walker class guys.
Yes, sir.
Slave trader. So slave traders are interesting in China tributary. Okay, we're gonna pay up, get people.
Acknowledged.
Sure.
Copy that.
Extend a mine. We have an empty mine here, which is why we
Aye,
put this
sir.
card. Brothers command. Humanist.
Affirmative.
And humanist.
Affirmative.
Okay, so the slave trader is interesting because the slave trader, trader 1 sleep. Anyway, the slave trader I think normally provides a drain on the population in your territory. On the other hand, I think you can call him up once a turn. So we just had him, so we can't call him again. You can call him up once a turn and buy people from him. Which if you're going to tolerate him being in your territory, you should probably do. You should probably always be doing it. Assuming you can afford to. And have the blue power. Because that's one way to get more people. I suppose we should look at the construction jobs. Which we're probably, at this point in the game, we're rich enough we should basically be doing it every time we can. Arkstone, truck station completed, supply base completed, bunkerization completed, China tributary, the truck station completed. Okay. So, you are going to continue to upgrade your bunker. Hit the capital. I want the bunker nice and deep. I want you to hide whole factories in that bunker, if you can. This truck station probably doesn't need to be increased. It probably doesn't need to be functional, so it'll be functional next turn. We'll check in next turn. The nomads don't necessarily want to take nomad territory. Looking at how small these nomads are, it probably wouldn't hurt to take the territory, so I'll take a little bit of territory. If I really thought these guys were a threat, this would be a bad place to put the HQ, but I'm not too worried about them, so we're gonna focus on taking territory and not on, well, and getting rid of them, and not on preserving the safety of the commanding officer. That's the troop movement for the turn. See, the civilian sector has found a metal mine and is now developing the metal mine. Good to see. Did the bunker, did the truck station... Well, actually, no. The truck station response. How do I want to respond to that? And the answer is probably by building an upgrade. Continuing to upgrade the truck station. Oh, the city level has to upgrade there for the truck station. Yes, of course it does. Apparently we're only allowed to be one level above, not 2 levels above. That is done by getting more people in the city. So we'll just throw people at the city. Here, have people.
Order acknowledged.
And then we can call you up and we can say zone orders. Or not zone, upgrade city.
Acknowledged.
And the city's now upgraded.
Acknowledged.
So now I can come in here and say, hey, upgrade the truck station.
Acknowledged.
And hopefully, because I just dumped a bunch of people into the population, he can, or she can go ahead and hire those people from the population to do the upgrade. Hopefully. They did build a farming community here, so maybe not. We'll find out. That truck station's still being expanded. Okay. That was our construction and our response for the construction. Mining, there shouldn't be anything to do. There's anything to do. Hansen's going to come up in like 2 turns when I should do it, but it doesn't need to be this turn. Let's attach you to the advisor of memory servers. You. So you play a strat card on you. That's going to be the pheromone device. So that now means that you have functionally more charisma. Pheromone device is basically plus 20, you're plus 10. You're following the person along on their attempts to do covert ops, not covert ops, diplomacy. So as your diplomacy skill gets higher, you're going to get even better, which means we're going to get more and more roll effects on those card rolls. Not good enough for that. Well, actually, that might be worth rolling a Shadow Diplomat on Foreign Affairs Counselor guy.
Affirmative.
I'll splurge and also toss one on that advisor. You, strat card, Shadow Diplomat.
Affirmative.
Majors. That trade I was working on. Yeah. Oh, not quite enough. Almost. Not quite. And you probably saw the math already before, where I was mismathing. You know, we can bribe these guys. Make the roll. Let's get into the roll. Okay, so the only drawback of that is that I spent a bunch of money, so I need to get some money before we end the turn. Also a bit of high machine parts, or high-tech parts, but I'm not going to send a lot of it. I'm mostly cover it with machine parts, because we're making more of those.
Roger that.
Doesn't actually sell both at the same time, so I should have clicked one and then did the other.
Roger that.
Okay, that should be enough money to make it through any outgoing payments. I suppose it might be worth looking at the treasure cash flow overview. So we basically got excess fuel and excess food, which we're selling to make money. We have the black market generating us some money. Soldiers cost us 83. Salaries. So that's the big one, right? So that's the salaries. That's what's the big expense here. We're spending 3.4k a turn on salaries. Mostly coming out of Ergstone. So that's a scenario where, yeah, if we get Ergstone prices down, that would be a saver. Though, at the moment, getting Ergstone prices down means getting the civilian sector to grow, so that their prices come down. I think we're in a good place to cycle the turn, so we'll cycle the turn. Again, if everything is... Well, it's been long enough that I would not be surprised if we were declared war at this point. But we did just bribe them, so... Maybe bribery has delayed the war. Who knows? So it's also to some degree we're waiting for, well, less so with Bronbun. We're waiting for the majors to have elections. There's a decent possibility we will get the expansionists to change which government they are. The amount we've futzed with their government. And if that happens, we might be able to negotiate something with them. Interesting. Looks like we got some Bronburn units surrounded. They're probably not surrounded. There's probably connection we just can't see behind the front. And we're on to the militarists. A little worried about the numbers of troops that I'm seeing on the border, but well, actually a little bit more worried in the east than I am in the west. The west is kind of like, yeah, that's usually what they have on the border. Something, major road runs right along the border. So lots of times their troops moving towards their enemy, which is my friendly, run right along the border because why not? It's a neutral border. Whereas the eastern border is a little bit more paranoia-inducing. But that's probably because they're also, I think, at war with the blackmailers. I think that's just a shorter front. So as we're watching the end turn, I am noticing that every once in a while what looks like the bit rate is running a bit low. So if the video quality on Twitch is never quite up to your par, remember you can always watch it later when it gets put up to YouTube. The YouTube version will be either the local recording quality or 1080p, whichever is higher. Well, whichever is lower. Because I can compress it down to 1080p. I think technically I'm recording at like 4K. But I compress it down to 1080p for YouTube, so it actually gets uploaded in a reasonable amount of time. So if you're being throttled down to like 480 on Twitch and you want to actually see things, feel free to catch it up later on the YouTube when it will be in high def. More decisions and a bunch of reports before we don't read. Yes. Okay, so we're reaching the point where. Oh, sadly there's no back one. I wanted to see what that is. Click back and see what it is. History. No, VUD. What was that? Found high-tech items. Okay.
Copy that.
So yeah, if the resolution is not quite to your liking, feel free to catch it on YouTube. It should be at least 1080p on YouTube. And now we're down to the linear text here for the aircraft research. Probably do aircraft design here.
That.
Minor worker strike, we'll just give them to their demands. Okay, construction overview. We had a bunch of construction complete this turn. Fuel depot completed, power plant completed, truck station completed, cell demineralization plant completed, truck station completed, high-tech industry completed. Okay, so the storages I'll expand. Hanson Truck Station I probably will skip on. Well, the Hanson Truck Station 3 I'll skip on. The Hanson Truck Station 4 I will try to upgrade to 5. Hanson, upgrade this truck station. Ah, that was not the one I was thinking it was. So you were this one? Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll skip on both of those. Okay. So it's the depots we're going to upgrade. Otherwise, we'll leave everything where it is. Power bank.
Yes, sir.
And fuel depot.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, that high-tech industry, when it turns on, will be nice because it'll give us more high-tech. The 2 truck stations I'm not worried about. Cell demineralization I might do more of if we get a bunch of metal sitting around, but one of those problems of I need the metal to expand the metal, but I also need the metal to upgrade the units, and at this point I'm thinking it's time to, because we're starting to gather a bunch of machine parts, it's probably time to do an upgrade from Troop 4s to Troop 5s, if we've got the machine parts to do it. Well, if we got the metal to support the machine parts. Okay, let's try to run these guys back out to actually get some supply.
Move it now.
So it looks like the non-aligned territory sort of swoops around here. How much of that I can get is maybe debatable. We are otherwise basically at the limits here. Surprised where... because that should now be online. That should now be online. Why is it saying my supply is so bad? Okay. Traffic signs. Northwest, we've got one. You should be running. Why? $94 action points. Why aren't you shipping anything that way? I don't know why this truck hub isn't working right. Should be providing almost like 3,000 hex points. It isn't. Huh. I don't know why it's not working right. Okay, well. Not working right. I can't, that's not an easy solution to fix. Could try to run the rail line down there and see if that would work, but that's metal that I don't have. Well, that's the military procedures for the turn. That high-tech just finished. We're not going to go ahead and upgrade that yet. We're going to wait for some other things to finish. The demilitarization is a little more tempting, but again, same. Not gonna futz with it for the moment. So nice quick turn. Do some covert ops stuff. Plea of friendship. What is our opinions with these guys? Ronbund is really hostile. Blackmailing at 90. Allies at 88. Cold at 92. So, presumably they haven't had their election yet. Either that or it still left them cold, in which case there's nothing much we can do about it. So yeah, it's probably play on you. Nope. Covert ops. Plea of friendship. Taking back 23. Cold a success. We're up to 96 on the covert ops. We're gonna need like 150 though for it to be something rollable. Getting close though. As you can see, some places we're getting down to 201. Okay. Let's embed a bunch of spies. We have no spies there, embed some spies there. Spies there. No spies there.
Yes, sir.
No spies in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, we already had a bunch there, but more won't hurt.
Yes, sir. 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 Yes, sir.
Do support faction there. And yeah, we'll have to see if this covert ops improves more on the next turn. Starting to reach the point where it almost can be used for coal success with a reasonable chance of not getting caught. I'm actually more worried about getting caught than I am about failure, if that makes sense. Yeah, and we're still winning on metal. Okay. So what do we got coming up in the pipeline? We got power bank, fuel depot. That's all that should probably finish next turn in theory. Oh, you are already building it, okay. And we're gonna have to save up. With that one done, we'll have to start saving up before contemplating to build it up again. To be fair, once those are both truck 3s, we should be pretty good position supply-wise at the front for offensive actions. Because that'll be nearly double the supplies, the last mile supplies than we were doing before. Okay, looking at the time, both in the recording and in real life, this upcoming turn will be the last turn. Both Well, it'll be the last turn, both in the recording part and in the stream. So instead of playing the end of the turn like I usually do, because it's a stream ender, when I think I'm done with the turn, I'm going to go ahead and do a stream save, and end the recording at that point. So effectively, this is actually the last end turn, even though we're going to play a turn after this end turn. End turn, well, this end turn, like most end turns, is probably going to be a little on the boring side right now, because, well, we're at peace. A little bit of paranoia, because we're going to see things running along the border here. For some reason, our enemy has like one of their major roads literally the other side of the border, which is majorly paranoia-inducing, but not particularly harmful. That's a little bit more harmful. That's probably saying that we're going to need to deploy more troops, just to cover some of the oddities of the border. And that is making me think that the best move when we start the war here is just going to be run the motorized and tank units straight south to try to cut off all these guys to our east. If we can cut off their supplies and they start to be strangled by lack of food and, well, food initially and then probably bullets later on. That should make wrapping them up a lot easier. And I doubt the ruins probably have enough food supply in them from the earlier fighting to necessarily supply units in large quantity. And I guess our ally and the militarist went real quick, because we're on the blackmailing faction. Which, to be fair, at this point, I don't know when their election is going to be. Maybe they just had their election and they're not blackmailing anymore, but they're probably still blackmailing us. Well, still contemplating blackmailing us. I haven't actually blackmailed in quite a while. And to be fair, if they blackmailed us, I'd probably pay them, because we've got a really long, really exposed border right now with them, so... I'd like that state of non-combative affairs going on to continue, please. And in theory, it should now be our turn. No losses, nor made any kills, and we have 5 decisions. And we got given the design to make ICBM launchers, so... Am I going to actually build one, or am I actually going to build one of these? I have no idea. But we're going to design one, because we can. Bonus command. Humanist. I'm assuming those elections haven't happened yet. Unbund. Yeah, it wouldn't necessarily need a lot to make the Humanists win here, but they presumably haven't won yet. Yeah, well, we've given more support to them since last time, but they haven't had an election. Oh, these are the guys that like us, so we haven't even poked them. Yeah, you can see democracy mind, democracy mind, democracy mind. These guys just like people. Diplomacy is on their mind. And we've been boosting the humanists here. That's probably not enough to boost those humanists, to be fair. Construction report. Actually, mining is... Okay, so Hanson. We're gonna strat card you quickly. You need a peripheral mining.
Aye, aye, sir.
Because I'm almost gonna assume that they're gonna go through 681 metal in a turn. Hopefully. Okay, construction overview. We completed a fuel depot, a power bank, and a truck station. Bell completed truck station. Can you even build the next truck station? Yes. Okay,
Aye,
let's
aye, sir.
start you building the truck station. I'll give you all the workers you can, or
Aye,
I
aye,
can.
sir.
And that might not be enough workers for you, but that's at least a start. Then our other constructions in Hanson. We've got depots to expand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and the metal is starting to come up quite a bit, so I'm contemplating okay, and there we go. We can see logistics is now vaguely functional. Not that we need anyone necessarily deployed over here anymore. We'll form a vague picket on the border with the hostile theocrats. We'll try to take that guy on and push him back into the non-line territory. Anyway, so that's the troop movement for the turn. Let's start contemplating upgrades. So I've got some metal, so we're gonna start doing some mass upgrading. All units in the operational HQ that were foot 4 upgrade to foot 5.
Roger that.
And we'll do the same with your MG. In the operational HQ that was MG3 upgrade to MG4.
Roger
It's not
that.
very many, but do it anyway. Same with the bazooka. OHQ 3 to 4.
Roger that.
Okay, so basically toughen the spine of that unit. Time to move on to the next unit. Which may have already been toughened up. Oh, there's a bazooka that can use upgrade.
Roger that.
And there are some foots. OHQ to foot 5.
Roger that.
4s, those are 4s in the MGs as well. Yep. And toughen the spine of that unit quite a bit. And I'm basically going down the line doing all these upgrades that we can.
Roger that.
So our MGs. Oh, actually... Oh, you probably got upgraded, that's why you're no longer mobile. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and you got some foot 4.
Roger that.
Ah, they're out of logistics. Okay, so pull them back into logistics for a moment, then do the upgrade.
Roger that.
That one works. Okay. Fully upgraded. So now we come into this unit.
Roger that.
Okay, and even if I got more, this is where I'm going to stop for the moment because I've depleted as much of the machine parts as I want. I think I've done it to all the support teams on these ones as well. So this unit here, the 11th Grenadier would probably be the next unit to get it. And as you can see, that didn't take a lot of metal, that just took a little bit of metal. But it mainly took a bunch of machine parts. And it has, in theory, toughened those units up quite a bit. And we have some worker privileges, so we can go about trying to lower some wages. We can probably lower the wage here regardless. So we'll call you up. We'll do zone order. We'll do like a 2-drop.
Order acknowledged.
6.7. Okay, and then actually I was going to go ahead and call you up. Actually, no, we'll leave you alone. Actually, you've got the slave trader. Call the slave trader up, and we'll buy a bunch of people off of
Order
you.
acknowledged.
So people don't like you buying people. But obviously buying people gets you more people. So It's kind of a trade-off there of I think the event is technically pulling people from the void, so if you just need people, it's not a bad event to be taking advantage of. In game, of course. In real life, it's not pulling people from the void, so slavery's bad in real life. Hopefully, you don't need me to tell you that. Okay, so probably is the capital where we got the biggest price discrepancy? No, the capital is where it's expensive. Here. So here we're gonna play this track card. We're gonna get happy worker privileges. And we're gonna call you up, and we're gonna lower the worker salary by 2.
Order acknowledged.
There we go. Lower the worker salary. Okay, based on the time and where we are, one thing I'm going to leave us off on is I'm going to go ahead and look at the victory overview. So we're still in 3rd place. And we actually can see that Bronbun, now that we're not at war with them, have gone back from the 2nd place in the podium to 1st place in the podium. And this has mainly been at the expense of Wiener's Mark and Zengelhold. We've gone up a little bit, but not by very much. Mainly podium place 1 and 2 have gone up. So at some point we'll have to get to war with them just to take them down a peg. They've been running neck and neck close enough that they're basically denying each other the victory. And what if we sum us up? So 0.4, carry the 1, 7.4. So what, 87.4? So there's only like 15% left, right? So as long as these guys are this close to each other in VP, they can't win. There just literally is no way, unless they fight each other, that they can win. They're actually denying each other victory. So this is definitely a situation where we can do a come from behind and win, because we're on the podium, but we're not necessarily in the best place on the podium. And from that podium perspective, what's really holding us back is not planet. We're actually 2nd in podium in the planet. What's holding us back is a lack of population. So if we start doing real well in wars, we'll just take the population from them. Literally just take the population from them. That'll give us a good win. And it's currently round 200 in theory. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and end it for today. So before I forget, let's save. So if you're watching YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying it. I will probably find time to record such that there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're following along on Twitch, feel free to check the schedule for when the next part will go up, or when the next part will be streamed. My guess is it will either be 3 or 4 days. That is something I'll actually try to figure out in the next couple minutes as I'm starting the compression for the night. So, the video compression for the night. So hope people have been enjoying it. Hope you all have good luck and have a good time until the next part. And until then, catch you later. Bye for now.